Jar, the development studio behind Green Hell and now Starrupture, a first-person shooter survival game, have just released their April 2025 developer update for their new game, Starrupture. Now, if you haven't seen what this is, it's basically, as I've already said, done by the guys that did Green Hell, but this is a completely different direction. This is much more of a shooter-based survival game, and I'm all for it. It actually looks insane. I cannot wait to try this out in full. Now, it is coming out at some point in 2025. They've not announced any delays or anything, so we're relatively close to when it could be releasing. Now, in this developer update, they talk about loads and loads of cool stuff. They've tweaked gunplay, added new biomes, made the building work more accessible. The drones look insane. They've done a ton of work over the past few months. At the start of the year, they released their brand new gameplay trailer, which is playing in the background. This came out in sort of January of 2025. Now, since then, they've received over 25,000 followers on Steam, which is awesome. They've also got a load of cool stuff over on their Discord. All the links are in the description down below if you do want to check those out. Whilst you're down there, subscribe to the channel and follow me on my socials too. I greatly appreciate it. Now, one of the most important things that they've done since the first gameplay trailer is tweaked the actual shooting. There was a lot of feedback on how the shooting worked. It looked kind of rough, rugged, didn't really do anything. It just looked sort of stale. It didn't have that feel to it by looking at the gunplay that we'd seen. So now they've tweaked that based on the feedback. They've tweaked animations, added case extractors, redone audio, and sprinkled it with more polish. So it looks pretty cool, and that is what you can see in the background right now. The brand new before and the after of the work that they've done, as well as those major tweaks to the gunplay, which I do think looks a lot better. It's not perfect. It still looks a little bit lifeless. It doesn't look like you're going to get that much of a feel out of it, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. This isn't really their strong point. They've not really done shooter-based games before, but all of the other elements look insane. The next one is drones, and the drones look quite cool. The building overall is done, think of sort of Satisfactory mixed with a FPS title. That is the kind of building style that they are going for with this. The drones don't only need to be functional, but they can also be fancy. You'll be able to unleash your creativity and build with style. Sometimes you can use your architectural skills to show somebody your feelings towards them. There's going to be tons of building styles in this game, and I'm all for it. Now, how that's going to coincide with the planet wiping itself every so often, I'm not 100% sure. We have seen that later down the line you can get buildings that will withstand the chaotic forces of the star next to us, but we'll have to wait and see how that holds out. Because if you're not going to be keeping those fancy buildings, a lot of the time it's not going to be worth the effort putting all those resources into making something really cool and functional. You're just going to go for that functional part. Now, as the buildings can look beautiful and be functional all at the same time, the world is designed exactly the same way. The various environments of Starrupture are made up of all sorts of weird and wonderful things. The level designers have meshed a gully, using it to transition from one biome to another, using rocks, vegetation, dried up steam beds. You've been able to properly transition an empty gorge into an authentic gravel desert. Every meter of Starrupture is designed intentionally for you to be fully immersed in our world. And I do love the look of the landscape overall. In those original trailers, it didn't look all too fancy, but recently it looks a lot more beautiful. So you're going to be able to stop and take in those environments and build into them, as well as checking them out as you go through the game, which I do like. Something that gives you a bit of a stop, let's have a look around in awe. Green Hell really did that. It gave you that really awesome sense of awe, but also very, very frightening, which I think was really good from the devs. And I think they'll be able to do something phenomenal with the world of Starrupture as well. Now, the world design isn't the only beautiful thing. The bases look insane as well. Once you've got through a lot of the main bits and got a decent base up and running, think sort of Satisfactory end game, you can do some phenomenal things and make them look so damn cool. Now, there's blood vessels of your base that will continue and be essential to automate, expand, and deliver resources from one location to another. Now, utilizing your base and drones will allow you to open up the whole world of crafting. You'll be able to build better things. As you progress through the game, I think this is going to be the sort of level lock, in a way, that will keep you at certain areas. You're going to have to craft a lot of decent things, like a lot of survival games do. You need to have so many crafting things to get to certain points, which then allow you to get something like a boat and then travel to the next area. That's what this is going to be like, I think. I don't know how the star is going to play into it, but I do think you're going to have to build certain elements before the star ruptures, and that's going to make it sort of time sensitive and keep you on certain sections and levels, if that makes sense. But I do love how the base is going to look so far. Now, launching the items into space is quite cool, that you saw at the end of that clip there. I do love how we're doing that. I don't know whether that's going to give us sort of certain rewards once we've done it, whether it's going to be key to the game. I'm not 100%, but I do like the idea of building those certain things. It does seem like a bit of a waste to gather all of the resources and then just send them off, but there's obviously going to be some form of reason to it. Now, next up on the showcase is the biomes. They've got the green and the orange biome. Now, I do love the look of these. These look awesome. The green biome just looks really nice and tranquil, and then the orange one is just after the star has gone a little bit tits up. The first biome, as mentioned, is the green one, rich in resources, calcium, nesting near waters, titanium deposits, all sorts of stuff with strange alien flora and fruit that needs to be harvested, with something grand lurking on the horizon. Now that looks awesome. I love the look of that biome. This is going to be the happy place, I reckon. Now the orange biome gives us a bit of a glimpse into how the star ruptures and it progresses and evolves the world itself. You also see how the world recovers from that star rupturing itself, which I do think is really interesting. Now this is going to be something that gives you different resources depending on what wave of the star rupture you're on. So you need to gather resources between each wave of the star rupturing in order to progress and survive. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for the team's April update. Now, as they have named it the April update, does that mean that we'll be seeing one of these a month? I'm not 100% sure. I'd like to see a little bit more of the game and how that actual star rupture system is going to work. I've got a lot of questions about that mainly, but I'm very excited for this. Now, it is releasing in autumn of 2025, so we've just got a few months to wait. I do think we'll get a release date way before the game actually comes, so we could see the release date in the next sort of 2 to 3 months, but not 100% sure. They've not really put too much out there. Either way, very excited for Starrupture. Creepy Jar, amazing studio. Listen to their community and work on that feedback. They've done brilliant with the Green Hell, and I don't see any reason why they won't do good with this one as well. We'll have to wait and see though. It is completely different genre. A lot of that gunplay, I think that is the one thing for me that is a bit like meh. But Second Extinction had that same sort of gunplay, and it did work out really, really well. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Either way, though, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. For today, we're going to wrap that one up there. Hopefully, you've all enjoyed it. If you have, you know what to do. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for much more survival content. If there's any survival games you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. I've been Wired. You guys have been awesome. Massive thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.